Take a look at this one from 1964, one of the best years for the 335 along with 1959. Every bit as good as a 59, just slightly different spec, and this is the cleanest one I've ever seen. So I went to the Nashville Guitar Show a couple of weeks ago, and I had my friend Matthew there at the booth with me, so thanks if you came by and said hey. But I told him at the beginning of the weekend, you know, it's like a 3-day weekend. You got dealer day on Friday, you got a full day Saturday, full day Sunday, closes at 4 on Sunday. So I was telling Matthew at the beginning of the show, don't sleep on the private sellers, you know, walking stuff around, because you never know what you'll see. And we didn't see anything that weekend until the last 30 minutes of the show. And this couple was walking by with this case, and Matthew's back was turned. I was like, Matthew, go get those people. We need to go talk to those people. So they brought it over, opened up the case, and I just felt passed out. I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm coming home with this guitar no matter what. So I'm happy to say that we did, and one of my favorite playing 335s as well. So 1964 is great because you know, 59 has that perfect kind of Les Paul, you know, neck profile, but then they get really slim in 1960, and they stay slim until about late 1963. So like this 61 355 here, we're going to talk about a little bit more. It's measuring 78 hundredths of an inch at the first fret, all the way up to 85 at the 12th. This is a 1961, typical 61 profile. But this 64 measures 80 hundredths of an inch here, tapering up to 95. So that is like, you know, 95 is like a 59 profile, 80 is a few hundredths slimmer, but still a nice fat neck, perfect feel. I mean, it's all the specs you're looking for. So when they were walking it around, I just looked at it, I was like, wow, it's incredibly clean. But I looked at the custom made plaque and I was like, oh, there's no brads on that custom made plaque. You know, usually if it's a factory Bigsby, you'd have these brads on either side of the custom made plaque. But I was looking at it, I was like, that's a real vintage custom made plaque. This is a, you know, correct era Bigsby. Everything looked here like factory Bigsby, but I pulled out my multimeter and I checked that the strings were not grounded, meaning the ground wire is going to the stud holes, which are pre-drilled on 335s 1958 to 1964. They stopped pre-drilling them in 1965, and it's different for the different models, but the 335 pretty much always has the studs pre-drilled, even if it's going to be a factory Bigsby. So I knew at that point this is a dealer-installed Bigsby tailpiece, so it was likely you know, installed by the dealer when new. Really nicely done, definitely error correct. You can see it has that spacer to put the end pin just slightly farther out of the tailpiece to make sure you can get your strap on there. So that's pretty cool. I mean, definitely dealer installed. So I was like, great, okay, the only thing this thing needs is a ground wire, you know, going to the tailpiece, which we can do no problem, no extra holes, really clean factory style install. So we've done that, and it's just a spectacular player. I think that's probably why it remained so clean, is that it was probably real noisy without grounded strings, without the ground wire going to the Bigsby. So now it's perfect, great fret height, just very little wear, no buckle rash, just exactly what you'd be looking for in a collector clean 335, ready for everything. No breaks or repairs, all original, untouched solder. Also, wanted to mention, it's kind of a little known fact that that there's kind of two different eras for the PAF stickered pickup. Now, this is not a PAF, but it's identical to the PAF stickered pickups that Gibson was making in 61 and 62. So from like 57 to 61, or late 1960 really, they had these long magnets in the PAF pickups. Then they went to the short magnet, late 1960, mid 1960. And structurally, these humbuckers are exactly the same kind of throughout the 1960s. Towards the late 1960s, they start changing. But from 1961, 1966, of course in 65 they went to the chrome cover instead of nickel. So that's why we pulled down this 61 ES-335 mono PAFs, a really nice guitar, and I wanted to have Riggs come in and play both of these guitars so you can hear whether or not there's actually a difference between a PAF sticker and a patent number sticker, like what's in this original 1964 ES-335. So yeah, called on my friend Riggs to play him, show us how it sounds. So that player is Riggs Taylor on the 1964 Gibson ES-335. What did you think? Was there a significant difference between the PF stickers in the 61 and the patent number sticker humbuckers in the 64? My opinion is that they're identical. Just the only difference is the sticker. So anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think there. My name is John. My shop's called True Vintage Guitar. We're here in Birmingham, Alabama. If this incredible example is still available, then there will be a link down in the description below so you can check it out. You can also check out the other vintage inventory there. Thanks for watching.